What's up, football fans? I want to talk about tomorrow's first game, Spain against Croatia, which, in my opinion, we're gonna have two great games tomorrow. We're gonna have two great games, Spain, Croatia, and France, Switzerland. And really, the Spain Croatia game, I think it's going to be the closest match. I think France is a much better team than Switzerland, but I can't really say that about Spain. I can't say that Spain is a much, yeah, they're a better team, but they're not a much better team than Croatia. And Croatia started the tournament. It was a little bit of a rocky start. You know, they lost against England. Um, they failed to win against the Czech Republic, and they were really against the ropes going into that match against Scotland. But that was a game changer. I mean, what we didn't see from Croatia in the first two matches, which was that fantastic Croatia side that reached the final of the World Cup in 2018, that side showed up. Older, more rugged, you know, a little bit slower, perhaps. They've lost some important players like Mandzukic, Rakitic, but it's still a great Croatia side when they're playing their best football. And yes, Modric is not the kind of player that 2018 Modric, who won the World Player of the Year, but and the Ballon d'Or, but he's still a fantastic player. And that goal against Croatia, against Scotland, it was a work of art. I mean, it was a masterpiece. So Modric can still guide this Croatian team far into this tournament, I believe. And let's see here. Let me share the screen with you guys. Spain, Croatia. The problem with Spain, for both Spain and Croatia, is that they're in a very tough spot here in the bracket, because whoever wins will probably face France next, and that's going to be an even bigger challenge. The big favorites, France. But then again, that's going to be a challenge for France as well. And they had trouble both against Germany. They haven't lost yet, but they had trouble against Germany. They barely won. They had in the group stage, they couldn't beat Hungary, and they couldn't beat Portugal. So they haven't really shown that great football that they've shown in 2018 either. So, but you know, talking about the Croatia Spain game, I think we're going to see a very interesting game. And two close teams. I think Spain are going to be the favorites, but Croatia is probably gonna put on quite a bit of resistance, and you never know. You never know what you might get. I think this is a game that is ripe for an upset potentially, especially if Spain is overconfident after that thrashing of Slovakia. But Croatia is not Slovakia. It's a very different team. It's a very tough team, tough side to beat. And even England, they beat them, but they had a really hard time, and they beat them with a very narrow score. That being said, look, I think looking at Spain's side, I don't expect we'll see a lot of changes. Luis Enrique has always been changing the side so far. You know, every game we'll see a bunch of changes. In this case, after winning 5-0 against Slovakia, I have trouble. I think it would be weird if he made a whole lot of changes. I think that midfield here, I think if all three of them are fit, I think they're both going to start. I think he's going to keep playing with the 4-3-3, which is also, it seems to be his favorite formation. He played when he was coaching Barcelona. He used the 4-3-3 every time. Pedri, Busquets, Koke, that's probably going to be his midfield. I don't think we'll see many changes in defense. Perhaps Eric Garcia. Perhaps Eric Garcia for Pau Torres. That could be a change that we could see. That I think that would be the only change in defense. I think Azpilicueta played great football. We could see Marcos Llorente coming back at right back, but I don't think so, because Azpilicueta is a natural right back, and he was much better than Llorente, who, to be fair, he's not a right back. So that was a strange decision in the first place by Luis Enrique to play him as a right back. So Azpilicueta, I think he should start again. And then Sarabia here, that would be my biggest doubt. And he was fantastic, though. He was fantastic in Slovakia. So how can you take him out of the side when he actually did everything Luis Enrique asked of him, and he was a key player for the side? So I think we might see a very similar Spanish side with this attacking trio of Gerard Moreno, Alvaro Morata, and Pedro Sarabia. That's probably going to be the attacking trio, I guess. And a big question for Spain before the Slovakia game was, can they score goals? Yes, they keep possession. They're very good at keeping possession. They play good football. You can say they play good football, the tiki-taka style. They were doing all that, but they weren't scoring the goals. But against Slovakia, they score 5 goals. And now you got to think, I mean, they can't have they have that capacity. They can score goals. They're not always going to come from Morata, though, and that's something that we'll have to see. I kind of feel that Luis Enrique is still gonna choose Morata to start the game, but mostly because it's stubborn. But Morata is not having a good performance in this European Championship so far. But we'll see. I think it's not like he has a lot of options necessarily for that position in particular. I mean, he could move Moreno to the middle, play Gerard Moreno as number 9, and then use Ferran Torres. He played very well when coming in against Slovakia. Look, Thiago Alcantara, he could come into the midfield somewhere, but I don't think so. I don't think Koke and Pedri are going to be replaced. So we might see a change, one or two changes for Spain, but I think this is going to be probably their close to their starting 11 at least. And I think it should be enough. It should be enough to overcome Croatia. Let's see Croatia's side against Scotland here. They beat them 3-1, and it's a great team. It's a great team. Modric as a number 10, Brozovic, Kovacic, fantastic midfield. Petkovic, Perisic, Vlasic. I believe Perisic is not going to be available, which is a problem for them. If that's the case, I think he's not going to be available. But they have some options. Look, Andrej Kramaric could be a good option to replace him. Rebic. So good players. I mean, for being in a small country of 5 million people, I mean, Croatia has ridiculous football pedigree and football and talent in the side. So I think that's going to be a very close match. I'm going to go with Spain, though. I'm going to go with Spain with the reservation that I think that it's going to be a tough game, and I think we could see an upset in Croatia getting through and surprising Spain. But I think usually Spain should go through and probably face France in the next match. Thanks for watching.